Hi there, Jen Roque here from stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, near the Villages, and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. If you're new here, I go live every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'd love for you to join us. Make a little note on your calendar or, whatever little reminder you need to set for yourself and make sure to join with us. A quick tip, if you follow me on Facebook, you should get a notification through Facebook whenever I post a live video. So that's probably the easiest way to follow me. If you're not able to join us on Facebook, I always post the replay to my YouTube channel sometime in the afternoon on Monday, so you can watch the replay as well. I want everybody to be able to join us. So as you join, please say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. It is Monday, March 31st. I can't believe it's almost April already. It seems like this month is flying by, probably because it's my birthday month. So it always goes by way too fast. Hi, Joan. Thanks so much for joining us. Hi, Lori. Oh, you're having your third winter in Minnesota. I bet it's so cold there. I couldn't imagine. All right, let's see here. I'm pulling this up on Facebook. It's a little easier for me to see on my tablet over here. Hi, Evelyn from Germany. Thanks so much for joining us. So is everybody having a good week so far? What'd you guys do this weekend? Rainy in Washington State. Not surprised, Joan. We were actually, we lived in Washington State when I was little for a few years, and it rained all the time there. That's all I remember about Washington State is how much it rained. It was very pretty when it wasn't raining. I remember going camping and you could see like Mount Rainier in the distance, which was really cool, but it rained a lot. My birthday was very good, Lori. Thanks so much for asking. I meant to post some pictures. Ethan made my birthday cake. He was so proud. And he actually counted 40 candles and put them all around the rim, like the border of my cake. And I swear we had so much wax that was like dripping onto the cake. I was laughing. Luckily, we have a fire station right down the road. So if anything happened, they'd be right here. But I thought it was pretty funny. He counted all the birthday candles out and made sure I had 40 candles. Plus my husband got like numbered candles to put in the middle too. So I had to hurry and sing before those things melted. It took forever to light all those candles. Yes, Mom, it is the last day of my birthday month. So sad. My husband's already been trying to claim, because his birthday's in April. So he's March 25th, the day after my birthday. He's trying to claim it as his birthday month. And I said, no, you have to wait until April. You're not just going to hijack the rest of March. I still have another week and then you can have all of April and we'll claim your birthday month. He does this every year. And it's so funny. We were laughing about it. So we had a good weekend though. My son, we had to drive up to Tallahassee yesterday, which is about a 3-hour drive from here, where my son did a little bit of a bowling tournament up there, which was pretty fun. They bowled 6 games, which is a lot. Normally he bowls about 3 when he does like his high school games and stuff. So that's a lot of bowling. It took him probably about 2.5 hours to bowl all those games, but he did pretty well. His average is like in the 150s, and so he does pretty consistently. So he's only been doing it for 2 years, so he's doing pretty good. But so we did that yesterday at a long drive, so 3 hours up, bowled for a few hours and 3 hours back down. Then it was raining pretty good when we were driving up there yesterday too. So that wasn't very fun. We got home at like 8:30 last night. And then my son was on spring break all week last week, so he was really bumming. Today was his first day back at school, and he's like, I don't want to go back to school, but he's only got 2 months left, and then they're out for summer break already, because down here in Florida, they finish school right before Memorial Day usually. So he's got about 2 months left. I think he's got one long weekend in there somewhere, and then they're out for the summer. So he just was really enjoying like just being able to chill and sleep in. Now that he's a teenager, he sleeps in until like 9-10 o'clock sometimes in the morning, which I know isn't nothing compared to most teenagers, but I really enjoyed being able to sleep in last week too. So because I usually take him to school, so it was nice for me to sleep in too. But we're back to school. So, all right. So I've just got a few. So that was my week, but feel free to share what you guys were up to last week. I love hearing, what you're up to. Have you been doing any crafts today? We're actually going to do 2 Easter crafts. Easter kind of snuck up on me this year. I'm normally like really excited about it and really into it. And I don't know, I just wasn't really paying attention, I guess. And it's a little bit later this year than it normally is. So I haven't really been doing a lot of Easter crafting. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I should probably start thinking of some Easter projects. It's only less than a month now. It's like 3 weeks from now. So I've got a card and a treat box today to share that you guys are going to love. I actually decided I'm going to start doing craft shows again this year. I took a little break from them last year because it's a lot of work. You got to make a lot of projects and stuff. And I'm a really bad procrastinator, so I would wait until like September, October to try to make Christmas crafts for my craft shows that are in, October, November, and then I'd be like scrambling trying to get everything done. So my goal this year is to start early and get all my stuff done. So I'm starting to look at different craft show things, and these projects today will be perfect, especially if you do church craft shows, which almost always I end up at a church craft show. So these are perfect for churches. You're going to love this. Joan, your Ethan has spring break next week. That's great. It's a good time. Is he in Washington State too? My sister, who lives in Maryland, my nephew, his birthday was this weekend. Actually, he just turned 10 and his spring break isn't until like the middle of April. So it's so weird, like the wide range. Even down here in Florida, I was talking to my hairdresser. They had spring break like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So everybody's spring break is all over the place down here too. So but yeah, so these crafts today are perfect for like if you do a church craft show, or you need like a communion card or something, you can kind of shift it to this. You might have even seen this. I've seen these all over the place. And this is actually a design that I got from another demonstrator. She shared her measurements and stuff. So I'm kind of casing it, and it's the same measurements that she shared, but I just kind of changed the paper and stuff. So it's really cool. You can use what you have and kind of, revamp it however you want. So your schools are on break too, Lori, in Minnesota, I bet. Yeah, it's just weird how like there's no set like spring break. And I remember even when we lived in Maryland, the kids didn't even get a full week because of all the snow days and stuff. They would cut out days from spring break to use as makeup days for snow days. So it's weird. It's all over. All right, well, I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to go over a couple things. I do want to remind you guys, so tomorrow, April 1st, if you're watching live, there's a new round of Last Chance products. So if you're not quite familiar, Last Chance products basically replaced how Stampin' Up! Used to have the clearance rack. So the clearance rack is gone now. That's not a thing anymore. Now we have Last Chance products that come out every 2 months. So if I had to guess, I don't know, I haven't seen it, but I would imagine since the mini catalog here, the mini catalog is about to retire, or is about to stop their sales period, and the annual catalog. So I would imagine a lot of items from those 2 catalogs are probably going to be in the Last Chance products. Now, if you're a demonstrator, I've seen this question a lot in different Facebook groups. If you're a demonstrator and you don't see an item in the new catalog, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's retiring. It could be going to the online exclusives. So Stampin' Up! Is kind of moving towards, they may either put it in the Last Chance products category, or it may just shift to online exclusive. So don't assume if you don't see it in the annual catalog that it's retiring. That's not necessarily the case. So it's all a lot of new moving pieces. It's very confusing for everybody, but just look at the Last Chance products list when it comes out tomorrow, and look at, and then you can kind of compare that to the catalog and see, okay, is it retiring? Or maybe if it's not in the Last Chance products list, it's probably moving to the online exclusive. So if you are in my email list, this is a good reminder. I will send a link to the Last Chance products tomorrow. So it's an easy way to just click on that and see what's in the last chance products. So you can place your order if you need anything before it goes, because last chance products are exactly how it sounds. They're last chance. Once they're gone for good. So you won't be able to, they won't be coming back in like a clearance rack update or anything like that. What time tomorrow, Lori? That's a good question. I think they normally do it at like midnight Mountain Time. So 2 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m. Central, I think. Look around that time. But if you just go first thing in the morning, it's not like how the clearance rack used to be where stuff will be gone in an instant. But if there's something that's popular, it could be gone sooner than other products. Hi, Sue. You're not late. We're just going over some reminders. I'm talking about the last chance products coming out tomorrow. So just reminding everybody to get in early, because anything that's popular and discounted is going to go fast. And then don't forget the 2023 to 2025 in colors. That stuff, if it is going to be discounted, you'll see it tomorrow. I don't know what or if anything will be discounted. Some of the in colors are already gone. So like the Wild Wheat cardstock is already sold out. So I've been trying to remind everybody, but make sure to go in if there's anything that you want and get it as soon as possible, because that stuff is not guaranteed to last. And once it's gone, it's gone. It's not going to be restocked. So, and I do, sales of my retired stuff, but I don't necessarily have everything. So there's no guarantee you'll be able to purchase it from me later out of my retired stash either. So, all right, so let's flip the camera around. We'll go over a couple more reminders, and then we will get started with our awesome projects today. You guys are going to really like these. I was so excited when I was working on them the other day. I think you're going to really love it. And like I said, get on my email list if you haven't already, because my tutorials with the measurements and supply lists and everything go out Tuesday afternoon around 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want those, and this is a little, well, I'll show a little sneak peek when I do the project of what the tutorial is going to look like. So, and if you join my email list after I send the tutorials out, all you have to do is email me at stampcampwithjen@gmail.com and I'll send it to you. That's not a problem. Okay. So final reminder, this is an awesome fundraiser that I took part in. And today is the last day that they are taking donations to raise money for the California wildfire victims. I made, where did that card go? Oh, so there's exclusive projects that you'll get access to in there. And this is the card that I made for that group. So you just submit a $20 donation. And once you do, you'll get exclusive access to a Facebook group that has over 30 projects listed in there. And you will be able to watch the tutorials over and over and over again for as long as you like. So if you need access to the link for the PayPal donation, just reach out to me and I can send it to you. And then I can also send you the Facebook group so you can request access to it. They're pretty quick about getting people in. I haven't checked lately to see how much they've raised, but I know they've raised over $5,000 for the California wildfire victims. So that's pretty awesome. I was pretty stoked to be part of that. So, all right. And then today is the last day of my BOGO sale. So on my website, stampcampwithjen.com, I have all the details, products that I have out of my retired stash available. So basically what you do is you go and look at what I have. You see if there's anything you like. And then let's say you pick out like a $50 bundle. You just place an order at stampinup.com and select me as your demonstrator. And then you place an order of at least $50 before shipping and tax. And then once you do that, you'll get that $50 bundle for free. There's more details on my website, but that's the gist of it. So today is the last day. If you want to participate in that, head over to my website and check out what I've got. All right, and then soon I will be announcing details for my first retreat that I'm doing here in Florida. We are staying at a place called Luther Springs in Hawthorne, Florida. I did have to change my dates. They were end of June, but now they're in the middle of middle of July. because there was a mix-up at the retreat center where they accidentally double booked me. So they had to push me to the middle of July. So, but I have this Facebook group if you'd like to join it to get all the information. And if you're not able to join us in person, I will have a retreat in a box option where you can get the retreat mailed to you as well. So make sure you sign up. It's a public group. You'll be able to find it. You just type in this Facebook name. And then you can request access to join, and I'll be putting all the details in there soon this month. We will, I'm still working on all the details as far as what suite we're using for the projects and stuff, but I will have those details sometime before the end of the month. I hope to get that in there so that you can, decide if you want to sign up for that. And those that are local to me, there will be like a payment plan option because it is a little on the pricey side, but you've got time to kind of make payments over time if that's something you want to do. Okay. All right. And then if you haven't seen it yet, I do have these Stampin' Blends labels that I created on my website, stampcampwithjen.com. If you go to shop in the menu bar and then go down to the PDF tutorial library, they're in there. So they're $5, but this is a one-time purchase. They do include the new 2025 to 2027 in colors. All of the current colors are on here. And then when I make future labels, they will get emailed to you free of charge. So that's why I said it's one-time purchase. And once you've purchased them, you'll get the future labels, like with new colors, like if they do a color refresh or when we have future in colors, all that stuff. So make sure to check that out. And all you do is you print out the labels on a piece of basic white, and then you just need a little 3/8 inch circle punch, and then you add a glue dot. Once you punch out the little circle, you add a glue dot and put it on your markers. So pretty easy, pretty convenient, and it makes it so much easier to see what colors you have when they're in your storage. So if you would like an annual catalog, this will be going live to customers on May 6th. So you can request a catalog from me if you haven't placed an order. My customers that have placed at least a $50 or more order in the last year, I sent out a survey. They got an email again this morning as like a last call. If you've already signed up for the survey, you don't have to worry about it. I just send out the reminders in case people haven't had a chance to sign up for it, but you have to opt in to get a catalog. I don't just send them out because they are, I do pay money for these. So I don't just give them away for free. You either place a $50 order and you can opt in to get one, or if you're planning on placing an order with me, you can request a catalog. But I do ask for a $10 holding fee until you place your $50 order, and then that $10 goes back to you. So I would love to send you one. This catalog, they did a great job. They really listened to everybody. Our requests from last year, they have that DSP spread back in here where you have a couple pages with all the DSP right next to each other. I can't open this and show you right now, but I really do like the layout of this. So this, and we have new online exclusives coming on May 6th as well. So there's lots of great products coming out on May 6th. So if you want to get this catalog, like I said, just reach out to me and we can work something out, whether you want to place an order or you just want to get that request in and do your holding fee. We can work that out for you, okay? My customers that are coming to Stamp Camp, you will get these at Stamp Camp when you come. And then if you're getting them shipped to you, I will ship them soon after Stamp Camp as well. So around mid-April, basically. But yeah, I love this catalog. It's really awesome. Okay, so, and then like I said, just don't forget, these two are the ones that are going to have retiring stuff in them. And we're going to be using products from this mini catalog today, mostly. And I'll show you where everything is. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it'll be on the last chance products list or not. But if it is, you might want to write it down so you can get it. One more reminder, I almost forgot. So tomorrow is the last day to sign up for my newest Stamp Camp to Go featuring the Year of Flowers bundle from the online exclusives. You will need the bundle, so you have the option to add that into your registration, but everybody gets half a pack of the woven textures designer series paper. You get a full pack of these neutral matte dots, and you get a full spool of this ribbon. It's the white woven ribbon, so you get a full spool of that. Hi, Ruth. Thanks so much for joining us. And then these are the cards that we're making. You get 2 card kits for each of these cards, so 8 total. We actually made this at my team meeting this month. I don't normally take my projects from the team meeting and do them for Stamp Camp to Go, but I kind of ran out of time. So I decided to reuse these for Stamp Camp to Go, but they were very popular. Everybody that made them at the team meeting really enjoyed them, and it's just something different. I thought it was really fun. So we are doing those for Stamp Camp to Go. So tomorrow is the last chance to register for that. I will, once I get off here, I'll try to update the description in my Facebook and my YouTube description, so you have the link. If you don't find it, then oh, Laura, you answered your own question. Yeah, 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. But tomorrow is the last day, and like I said, if you want to add the bundle, it's a great option to save on tax and shipping. So those are all from the online exclusives, and they're really, really nice cards. So make sure you sign up for those. You can also subscribe and save 10%. So you pay $40 instead of $45. And after 6 months, you get a free little goodie bag with $25 in product in there. So, all right. So today's project, this is the one we're doing today. I've seen this around, and it is so neat. It's a cross fun fold card because it lays flat, and you can actually fit it in an envelope. So I will have all the measurements in my tutorial. So like I said, if you're not on my email list, make sure to get on there. I've cut all the pieces ahead of time for this, so you don't have to sit and watch me cut everything. So this should go pretty quickly. But I do want to share. So this paper is from the mini catalog. This is the vellum. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Oops, I got it right there. Yep, so page 35 in the mini catalog, this is that floral and gingham vellum. This is what we're using right here. And it is so pretty. And the cool thing about this is you can actually use like a tape runner on the back of it, and it doesn't show through. So I really like that. Like normally in the past with like the clear vellum, you have to be careful not to put adhesive or it'll show through, but I use this tape runner and you can barely see it. Like you can hardly see it at all through here because of the design. So I really like that. Oh, you made a bunch of these, Lori? Yeah, I've seen these online and I thought these are perfect for like a church craft show or a communion card or something like that, Easter card. There's so many different things you could do with that. So I thought this was really cool. And I love these colors, these spring colors I thought were really pretty. So we're gonna do this one real fast. And I have most of my pieces here in my little bag. And like, I'm not gonna go through all the measurements. There's a lot of dimensions. Just look at the tutorial when you get the email tomorrow in your inbox. So let's see here. So it, like the vellum, it does look pretty sheer, but once you put it over that pool party, it's really, really pretty. So we've got a bunch, like I said, a bunch of little pieces here. So I will show you how to score this piece though, the white, which is what you need for, because it's going to look like this. You need to score a couple pieces. So I'm going to score that with you right here. And I wrote, did I write it down? Did I bring my sheet? Nope, I left that out in the living room, of course. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to bring that up on my other screen here then. All right, so we're gonna score this. I'm just gonna use my paper. Oh no, I have it right here. I have it on my chair, silly goose. Okay, so I have all kinds of measurements for today. So let's see here. I am going to use this here, my paper trimmer. And with because it's 5 by 5 1/4. So this is 5 1/4. And this is 5, right? So we want the 5 1/4 inch side. That's on the side. So we want the 5-inch side at the top right here, okay? That's what we're starting with, the 5-inch at the top. And we're gonna score it at 1 inch. And now remember that light gray is the scoring, the dark gray is the cutting. I usually just push that all the way down so I'm not tempted to accidentally cut it. And then I press really hard and go back and forth a couple times to get a nice good score there. And then we're gonna go to 1 7/8. Press down really hard back and forth. And then 3 1/8 and 4 inches. Okay. So it'll look, let's see if you can see that there, look like that. So what you want to do is from the outside, you want to do a valley fold first, and then a mountain fold. Okay, and then the same on the other side. Valley fold, fold up for the valley, and down for the mountain. And you'll end up with that little measurement right there. So there was a lady, her name's Bethany Bernard, I think she's the one that first shared this. And that's where I got all of the measurements from. And she did a great job. Her cards were beautiful. So I got the measurements from her and made, like I said, I made this card with different papers and stuff. But if you want to check her out, you just look up Bethany Bernard on YouTube and she's got a great tutorial. That's where I followed along and kind of got the instructions for this. So that's that little fold piece that we need, okay? So now we've got our pool party base here. And well, actually first let's put our pieces together. So we've got little pool party strips and so these bigger pieces are the little cross that's going to go on the front. So I'm going to put those to the side, but then we've got 2 strips that are long and kind of skinny, and that's what the DSP is going to go on. And I've got our little flower design here from that vellum. It's so pretty. And we're going to put those on like that, okay? Is she the one we got the bag from? I don't think so, Mom. I'm not sure. I couldn't see her face in the YouTube video. She just had her hands in there, so I'm not really sure what she looks like. Let's see. You can't even really see that. I mean, you can see it a little bit if you're really looking for it, but you can hardly see that adhesive right there. So I love this vellum. I just think it's so pretty, and I like that it kind of hides the adhesive really well too. So we're just gonna center these on here. Okay. I'm just using Stampin' Seal Plus. I have not tried to put glue on here. I'm not sure how that would work, but the tape runners, whether you use Stampin' Ups or otherwise, the tape runners should work very well without showing through, because like I said, it's got a pretty good design on there to kind of cover up where the adhesive is behind it. So, okay, so we've got those. Now these little pieces I use the gingham on these. So we have, we're gonna put the little gingham on the pool party. Now you'll notice one side is a little bit brighter than the other. That's the top, where the muted side is the bottom. So if you can't, like with the gingham especially, you can't really tell. You can tell more on the ones that have the designs like this. You can kind of tell it's a little brighter on this side. If I were to flip it over, it'd be a little bit more muted, but just kind of watch out for that. And then you'll know which side is top or bottom. But I don't think, even if you accidentally put it wrong side up, I think it'll still be pretty. It won't really make that much of a difference. So this part is the cross that we're doing. Little DSP pieces here. Or vellum pieces, rather. It's not DSP, it's vellum. So, oops, and I think I accidentally did this the wrong side, but so this is a good example. You'll see it looks almost the same. I accidentally did the wrong side. That's okay. It's a good example. So you can't even tell the difference, really. It looks the same. Oh, you were going to start making some of these, Jean? There you go. These are very in right now. It's perfect for the season. So, okay, so with our little fold here now, we can take this and adhere these pieces. So the skinny ones are going to go on this panel, and then the little fatter pieces are going to go there. And then this is going to go in the middle for that cross. So I'm going to do that first. So again, I'm just using Stampin' Seal Plus because that's what's my adhesive of choice, but you could definitely use liquid glue or tear and tape. I have one lady, she comes to my classes and she loves tear and tape. That's all she uses for her projects, which is fine. I mean, I think that's smart to use something that's strong like that, but she uses it for all of her cards. Will I be doing a paper share? Oh, Jean, that is a good question. I'm so glad you asked that. Yes, my paper share is available on my website now. Thank you so much for the reminder. I can't believe I forgot to talk about that. So if you go to stampcampwithjen.com, I have, and at the very top in the menu bar, there's a little section that says product shares. If you click on that, I did that this weekend. I'm so glad you said something, Jean. Thank you. Thank you. If you look at the menu, it says product shares, and I have my product share options there now that you can sign up for the catalog. It's the annual catalog and the online exclusives. There's some stuff from the online exclusives in there as well. So this is the little gingham piece. We're going to put that in the middle. Thank you. I'm so glad that you reminded me. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. So you can sign up for my product shares now. I can't take payment for those until the end of April though, because per Stampin' Up! Policy, I can't take money for product shares until about a week out. So you'll sign up through a little Google form, and then at the end of April, I'll send you a message and, or I'll send you a PayPal invoice. Now you don't need to have PayPal to pay the PayPal invoice. As long as you have a credit or a debit card, you should be fine. So, but you can sign up for those now. Thank you so much. Yes, Lori, these are a great way to use up scraps. So, because you have all, these are like 1/2 inch wide, I think, and these are 3/4 inch wide. So these are a great way to use up your scraps. You are absolutely right. So now we're just going to adhere one side and then the other, and then we're going to put this little piece on top there, and we'll be almost done. These come together pretty quickly. The only thing is you have a lot of cutting to do, but you could cut a bunch of them all at once and be good to go. So we're just going to have a little border here and do one side. And then what I'm going to try to do is, I think it might fold better this way. Because when I did it the other way, I tried to line it up so that I had a perfect border, but when you do that, it doesn't fold all the way. So I think this time I'm just going to fold it. That way it folds flat like it's supposed to. And then we'll just fold this over, and it might be a little off, but that's okay. I'd rather have it fold flat. So then we'll just fold this over. Oh, that's pretty good. And now it'll fold flat both ways. So that's a lot better than, because this one, it doesn't really fold flat like it should. So when you fold it like that and then adhere it, now it'll fold flat like it's supposed to either way. So I like that a lot better. Now this piece, we're just going to put a little adhesive in the middle here. And then we're going to try to center it to make that cross shape, just like that. So cute. I love that. Okay. Now for, oh, I did this again. I did this last time too. Shoot. I think I can get this off of here without tearing it. Ooh. I forgot to put this white piece behind it. I did that the other day when I was making it too. Not last night, but carefully. Oh, I got it. Oh, it's not too bad actually. I got to put this on the white, and then the white helps make it pop off so you can see it a little better. Oh, I did that the other day too. I was like, oh yeah, I have this extra white piece. So what's that for? Okay, so let's try this again. Now with the white, oh, it looks a lot better. Look at that. There we go. Much better. Okay, now you can see it a lot better. What do you guys think? So now we're just gonna do the little back. I'm gonna do the stamping. So this is from the Faith Collection stamp set. And we're using this He Is Risen and then the little palm frond here. So the He Is Risen is, we're doing that in Pool Party because that matches the paper. Okay. And we're going to stamp that right there. And then the little palm frond we're going to do in Old Olive. So that's what we're doing. And we'll just stamp a little palm frond in the corner. And we'll put it together. My little mat's not completely flat, so I always get nervous when I stamp on here. It feels like it's, I don't know, like there's spots or something where it's not completely flat. All right, and then we're just gonna take a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus. But like I said, I mean, this card is so customizable. You could easily make this a communion card. You could make it, I'm going to try to make a Christmas version, I think. I think this would be really cute for Christmas craft shows with some little Christmas DSP in the background there. That would be really pretty. So I've got lots of ideas for this one, but I just love it so much. So you could put, I've seen a lot of these cards and they have like a little greeting in the center, and I kind of played around with that, but I ended up deciding to just leave it blank and just leaving the message on the back. But I think these would be such a big hit at your craft shows or to give to somebody for a special Easter, Christmas, whatever occasion, communion, like I said, it would be perfect. So I love this so much. I just think it's so cute and so easily customizable. Like Lori said, it's a great way to use up your scraps. If you have little scrap pieces that you want to use, it's perfect for that. So there's my card. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we're going to do a cross treat box, okay? This is going to blow your mind, I hope. So this is a box in the shape of a cross. This took me hours to come up with the measurements and make sure everything lined up well. So... But it opens up and you can put little treats and stuff inside it. I put a message in here before I realized that this is actually a retired stamp set. This is from that Throughout the Year stamp set. But you could easily just take a little piece of paper, put some Easter message with whatever you have that's current or retired, whatever you have. I'll have the measurement for that piece in there. But you just stick it in there, and then and then you could put candy over the top of it. And then this would be great. Again, a nice little Easter or communion gift or a little church gift. If you're having a get together with a group, like a women's church group or something, this would be a nice little gift for somebody. So it's on online set. Thank you guys so much. Yes, this is a wow for sure. So I was looking up Easter treat boxes. I wanted to come up with something, and I've seen a couple different versions of something similar where it's like an SVG file or something, but I sat down and actually wrote out the measurements, made a couple little like test ones and stuff. So it would be very, it took a while for me to come up with this, but there's lots of little paper on my desk and all the measurements and stuff that worked. Would this work for sympathy, the box or the card, Lori? But like I said, so for this, I actually, in the tutorial, you will see I've got templates. Okay. So this will help you, see exactly where you need to cut and fold and everything. So the little dotted lines are where you cut. The black is what will be gone, the little sections. And just like here, the black sections are what will be gone. And it tells you all the measurements and everything on here. So this is what will be in the tutorial, so you can print it out in case you want to try to make them for whatever you want to use them for. But we're going to show you here in the video how to do it. But like I said, if you want, oh, the card. Yeah, I think the card would be a good sympathy card. Absolutely. What is the Bless You stamp set? Oh, you're going to love that one. Okay, so let me show you guys how we put this together. So before we get started, the Bless You, I actually took this Courage and Faith. I took this stamp right here, and I'm going to mask this off so you just get that Bless You right there. So this is one of my favorite stamp sets because I love the font and all the little details in here. So I was trying to think of what to put on here, and I thought, oh, I can just kind of mask this off and do the Bless You, mask the top and the bottom, and just get that one little section. So I'm going to show you how to do that too. But I just love how this turned out. I was really excited about this. Like I said, I was back here for a couple of hours I use printer paper when I'm doing little test runs so I don't cut into my cardstock. So too much anyway. So I've got lots of little printer paper scraps over here. All right. So I cut some pieces ahead of time, but I wanted to show you how to put the base together. So I didn't cut that part yet, but I did cut like the DSP and stuff. And the DSP is, again, from the mini catalog. Let's see, the DSP, that same page, 35. So this is the DSP I got it from. It's this little piece right here. It's the Floral Delight Designer Series paper. I'm not sure. I think that was unavailable a couple days ago, so I'm not sure if it's available now. I know the gingham is available, but I think this went on back order, but don't quote me on that. I haven't looked lately, but that's where I got the pattern for the paper. But again, you could use any scraps you wanted. You could use that Country Woods paper since it's a cross. You could use lots of stuff. And then that Courage and Faith, I think, is in the annual catalog. Let me check real quick. That stamp set. No. Oh gosh, is that current anymore? I think it is. I should have checked. Oh no. Let's see here. I'm gonna look real quick online. I think it is. Maybe it's an online exclusive now. Oh, come on. Can somebody check for? Oh, let's see. Maybe it'll let me check real quick. Courage and Faith. Yep, it is. It looks like it's an online exclusive because it's not in the catalogs that I can see. Yep, it's an online exclusive now. So, whew, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's current. So you can find this online if you don't have this set. So yes, Courage is online. Thank you, Jean. Whew, I was worried about that. All right. So again, there's lots of measurements here, but don't be alarmed. I have the templates. We'll get through this together. All right. So I'm going to cut first. We're going to cut the base. So we need a 3 3/4 by 7.5. So I'm going to, with the long side at the top, I'm going to do 3 3/4. I'm using Old Olive for my base here. And then since it's 7.5, I'm just going to cut 1 inch off of this because we know it's 8.5 inch wide. So I'm just going to do 1 inch from the right side, cut that off. Okay, we have a little scrap piece for whatever. Now this one with the short side at the top, we're gonna score at 1 1/4. and 2.5. Okay. And then with the long side at the top, we're gonna score at 1.25, 2.5, 3.75, and 6.25, which is, it's hard to see, but it's this little notch right up here. Or if you want to do it a little bit easier, if you just take 1.25 on this side, it's the same thing. So these little panels are all 1.25 inch wide. So if you just score on the right side and score at 1.25, that's where the 6.25 is where that little hinge is right here. So they'll both line up right there. So you line it up there, it lines up at 1.25 on this side, okay? And you score that. Okay, so this is the base. So we're gonna fold and burnish with our bone folder. Okay, fold it all. I tried to make these measurements pretty simple, so it'd be easy to follow along with this. Okay, so now we're gonna take our paper snips and we're gonna go up on each side, these little score lines, just up one panel until you get to that first intersecting score line there. It's right there. I'm gonna do that on both sides. Okay. So pretty easy so far, pretty easy to follow along, right? I'm just cutting all those little pieces. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is these pieces are gonna end up going on the inside here, like that. Okay. So you're gonna make that little box. So these little pieces, so what we want to do is we want to fold them over and put adhesive on that side. So I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal Plus because that's what I like. It's very strong. So we're going to do that on one and the other one. Okay. And we're just going to fold those in, line that up with that edge. And you could miter off the top if you want to make it so that it lines up a little nicer. So we're gonna get that little edge right there. Just line that up with the score line. Okay. How long is the box? What other one is gone, Jean? The box is, I think, 5 inches long. Let me double check here. Yep, 5 inches long by 3.75 wide by 1.25 inch tall. Okay, and then this one, so this piece right here is the cross. So we're gonna leave that flat by itself. And then this piece up here is going to be the top of the cross. So that stays down like that, okay? So now we're gonna do this again. We're gonna take this piece and put seal on here on both sides. What's gone, Jean? I didn't see what's gone. The paper? Is that what you mean? Okay, so we're just lining that up with the little score line. We'll do the same thing on this side. So we're gonna line this edge up with that score line right there. Just like that. And so now we have kind of the base here of the box. So now we need to make little panels for this side, okay? To make this all stand up like it's supposed to. So to make those panels, we're gonna cut 2 pieces. I have a little scrap piece here. we're going to cut 2 pieces at 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. Oh, the through the year stamp set. Yes, it is gone. You're right. So we're going to do 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. And we need 2 of these. We're going to cut 2 of these. So there's 1. And I think I need to cut another piece. It's not quite big enough. So 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay. Hi, Debbie. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, so for this piece, with the short side at the top, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to score on the long side at 1/2 inch. One 3/4. And again, the measurements will be in the tutorial, so don't feel like you need to write all these down right now. 3 and 4 1/4. Okay. So this is what it'll look like. We need 2 of these. Okay, so we're going to do 1 more. So again, with the short side at the top, we're going to do 1/2 inch. And then rotate it. And we'll do 1/2. Two inches. Nope, 1 3/4. See? Always got to double check. I've got so many measurements. I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. 3 and 4 1/4. Now you could definitely use tear and tape or liquid glue. I'm just using Stampin' Seal Plus because I like it and because it's fast. I don't have to worry about it taking forever to dry like glue does. So that's why I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus. But liquid glue is always good, and tear and tape are always good for 3D projects like this because it gives you a chance to, liquid glue gives you a chance to move things in place to make sure you have it lined up before it sets. And then tear and tape is just another awesome, strong adhesive to have. So we're just going over all the score lines now and creasing it with our bone folder, and then I'll show you where to cut. It's pretty straightforward though. I think you guys will have no problem with this. Okay. So for these, and sometimes I gotta look at my panels to make sure I say the right thing. Yep. Okay, so for these, we're going to kind of miter these. So we're going to go in at an angle up to that score line there. And then on the side, these little corners are going to end up getting cut out. So it's going to look like this. So that little piece, we're going to throw that away. And then in between each of these score lines, we want to miter them. So we're just going to do that right up to that, where that horizontal score line meets. And then we'll take those out. Oops. I think I need to cut just a little bit more there. So we'll do that just up until that horizontal score line. Trader Joe's has a 6.5 inch narrow box of truffle eggs. Ooh, you could stretch the box. Good luck, Jean. That's a big box. This is pretty big as it is, but I think you could do it. Okay, so it'll look like this when you're done, and you do that for both of them. I think I have seen that online. We don't have a Trader Joe's too close to here. The closest one's in Gainesville, which is like an hour north of us. And I love Trader Joe's. I wish I could get up there more. My daughter actually brought me a little lemon quarter sheet cake with lemon icing from Trader Joe's for my birthday when she came to visit last weekend, and some pear wine that was really good, actually. I usually like sweeter wines. It wasn't super sweet, but it was good. I mean, I don't think she likes sweet wine at all, and she drank some of it. So I thought it was really good. I love Trader Joe's. I wish I had one closer. All right, so you need those 2 panels that look like that, okay? Let's see, I'm gonna get some of this trash out of my way here. All right, So now with this, we need to put adhesive on, we're going to pull all these panels up and put adhesive on the back. And these are actually going to go backwards. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. But I'm going to put adhesive on each one of these before I put it together, because I'm not worried about it sticking where it shouldn't. So I've got those panels. We're going to lift this one up too, these side panels, and we're going to put a little strip of adhesive. You could use tear and tape and then just peel off the backing whenever you need it. But okay, so for this, we're going to pull this center panel back here, and we're going to line up where that score line is and the edge of the cross. And then we're just going to, once you have that lined up, you're just going to fold that panel over and stick it down. Okay. And then we're going to fold this in, and we're going to kind of work our way around and do the same thing. So you want this panel here, this score line, to meet that edge right there. So we're just going to line that up. And once we have it lined up, then we'll press down on the inside here. And now this piece, we're going to line up, make sure you can see that. We're going to line up this edge with the score line. And then we're going to wrap that piece around there so it sticks there. And I should have mitered both sides of this because it's kind of sticking out a little bit, but that's okay. This is just to show you. So miter both sides of those. I guess I should do that real quick before I forget here. There we go. Okay, so same thing. We're going to take this bottom panel. We're going to line that up with the edge of that cross there, and then you'll stick that down, okay, and use your fingers to kind of stick it on the inside. And then we're going to line this edge up with that score line, and then wrap this piece around and stick it on the inside like that. So that's what it'll look like once it's all stuck down. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time on this side. So miter these. I forgot to do that. Definitely need to miter those too. This is a little work. So if I were to make this for a craft show, I would definitely charge a bit more for these, maybe like $6, $7, because they're so unique and they hold a lot of candy. And it's so funny because I was talking to somebody not too long ago. We were talking about craft shows and how much people charge for their cards. I used to charge like $4, or you could get a set of 3 for $10, I think. But I'm definitely going to be raising my card prices. And I always laugh when you go to craft shows and somebody's like, $5 for a card, but people go to Hallmark and spend $8 on a card. And those craft show cards, you take a lot of time and effort to put those together. So I think $5 or $6 for a card minimum is what I would start charging nowadays. So we're going to try it and see what happens. All right. So like I said, this middle panel here, we're going to lift this up and we're going to line this up along that edge of that cross piece. We're going to push that down. And then we're going to rotate this in and line up that score line with the top edge of that cross right there. And then once you have that lined up, you can take your finger and kind of push it down, make sure it's all stuck in there. And then this little tab on the inside just gets wrapped around and stuck on the inside of the box right there like that. Okay, so one more time. Just line that score line up, press it down, press it on the inside, and then wrap that around for the box. And that's, oops, why does that look so weird? I think I pushed it a little too far over. There we go. I'll line that up a little better. There. And that's the base. Okay, you guys with me so far? It's a little bit of a project, but it is so worth it. It's such a cool box. Okay, so that's the base. Okay, so now we're going to do the lid. Speak to me if you guys are still with me. Don't get bored and walk away. All right, so now for the lid, we're gonna make a piece that is 3 3/4 by 6.5. And I think this might be 6.5. So we'll do 3 3/4 here. Oh, I got a like from somebody. Thank you. Let me know that you guys are still with me. 3 3/4 by 6.5. Right here. Okay. And then with the short side of the top, we're going to score just like the base. We're going to do 1 1/4 and 2.5. Okay. And then with the long side at the top, we're going to do 3/4. This one's a little bit shorter because it's not going to go all the way down to the bottom of the box. 3/4, 2, 3 1/4, and 5 3/4. Okay. So it's a little different. All right. I'm going to score all those score lines. We're going to score and burnish with our bone folder. Okay. All right. So let's get our little template out here so I make sure I tell you the right thing. All right. So just like before, we're going to cut all these lines up to that horizontal score line there. Right here. Do the same thing, just like we did for the base. Okay. This one's going to be a little different though, because we need to trim a couple of pieces. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to show you here, looking at this template. So these second, fourth, and fifth, if you're going from the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the row number 2, row number 4, and row number 5, we need to trim. So what we want to do is we want to take this top panel and this third panel and fold those in. And the easiest way I found is just grab your paper trimmer and we're going to cut 1/2 inch off of this. So I like to use this right side here. You just line this up with that line for the 1/2 inch mark. And then we're just going to trim it. Okay, and make those a little bit shorter. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees and do the same thing. So keeping those folded in, we're going to take that right edge, go to this 1/2 inch mark here, which is that second line down here. We're going to line that up along that line, and then we're going to cut. So we're just taking 1/2 inch off of those. Okay, with me? So this is what it will look like once you've trimmed that, okay? You have those longer panels towards the bottom, and then this top and third row, we left those alone, okay? So this is what this will look like, just like that. So now we need to make the panels for the lid, and those we need 2 pieces again at 5.5 by 1 1/4. So 5.5. And we need 2 at 1 1/4. All right. Now for these, we need to score again at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to rotate them and score at 1 1/4. Yeah, I could have been an engineer. It takes a lot of time to design these. Sometimes if you have a base, like you've seen somebody else's project, it's a little easier, but to do it just out of your own brain, it takes a minute. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. Okay, that's what it should look like. I'll do the same thing here, 1/2 inch on the short side, and then on the long side we do 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. Oh, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. All right. So again, we fold and burnish. And I will send out an email today about my product shares. I'm so glad you reminded me about that, Jean. I worked on them towards the end of last week and finished them up. So I will send an email about those today. All right, fold and burnish, fold and burnish. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I know this takes a minute. But I wanted to show you how to fold and score and cut. So when you go back and try to make this, you can see the video, see how to do it. Okay. So for this, we need to, same thing, we need to, let me double check before I tell you the wrong thing. Yep. So we need to take out that little square, just like we did with the top panels on the top side. That little corner square is going to go away. We're going to miter these off. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Do a little arrow in between the panels to miter those off. And then do that there. What do you guys think? You're going to try to make one of these, or is it too much? I remember I sent my grandmother a cake recipe one time, and she saw all the instructions, and she was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I don't think I need to miter that one off. I might be wrong. We'll see when we go to put it together. So with these, you're actually going to have the square on one side, on two opposite sides. So for it to go in here, because we have a long panel to give this bottom part some stability. So that's for the lid. So that's why we have a longer on one side and a short little tab on the other side. So this piece is so long, I wanted to give it a little bit more stability on somehow. So I made this little panel, I made this section a little bit longer just to kind of give that bottom section stability so it wouldn't bow around and be more solid. So when you put these together, you'll have one panel, one of the small tabs on the right and one of the small tabs on the left. You came on late, so it'll be a surprise for you. Well, there's a little, I made a card today, Debbie, too, so you have to go back and watch that. I made a card and a treat box. I thought that would be fun. So these are both, both of them have a cross on them. So we made a cross fun fold. It's like a pop-out fun fold card, which is pretty easy to put together. A great way to use up scraps. And then this one is a little treat box that's in the shape of a cross that I thought would be good for Easter, craft shows, communions, all that stuff. So we're going to miter that one. And I think this will be okay. All right. So there's that. So again, we need to have the adhesive. We're going to fold all these up and put the adhesive on the bottom of these. So it makes it pretty easy to remember. Just fold the tabs up and add the adhesive on the back side there. All right, so there's that. All right, oops, not on there, okay. So now, oh, we got to put this part together first. So just like we did for the lid, we need to fold these over and put, oops, I didn't cut that up all the way. There we go. We need to put adhesive on these little tabs here. And we're going to fold our box up. And again, you're just lining that edge up with the score line. You're going to fold those pieces in, line up this edge with that score line for the corner. Okay, and then for this piece, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put adhesive on the back, and then we're going to fold these in and line them up just like that. And you could trim off the top or miter them a little bit if you want to, but I think they're fine. I don't know if it necessarily needs it. So we're going to fold that up, put the adhesive on the back, and then we're going to fold that in and fold, put the edge along that little score line there and fold that up to make that box. And then just press with your fingers. Same thing, fold that up so that edge and that corner meet, and then press. Okay, and again, we want this part to lay flat, so we're going to leave that alone. Now this tab, so this little tab needs to be towards the top, whichever side you use. So we're going to start on the right hand side and do like we did before. Oh, let's see. Oh, no, yeah, it's the second tab down. So we're going to take 1, 2, our second section down here and line that up with the edge of that cross. And then we'll fold the panel down. Okay, so that second section. And then we're going to fold it over just like we did with the bottom. You want to line that up with that score line with that edge of that cross piece there. Press down on the inside. And then this tab, again, will line up that, let's see if you can see it. You're going to line this piece up with this score line, and then you're going to fold this over on the inside. You're going to fold that and adhere it like that. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll fold this up, line it up with that edge, press that down. And then this piece, you can add adhesive to that too. You don't really need to though. We're just gonna fold this in, and then that bottom piece is gonna stick to the box. I guess we probably should put a little adhesive in there so that sticks too. I'll put a little liquid glue in there. I don't know if I did that on my first one or not. That's all right. So we'll put a little liquid glue in there and make that stick. Okay. So that's one side. Got one more to go. And we can decorate finally. Okay, so again, this little tab needs to be towards the top. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive on all these. And I guess that bottom panel, we should probably put some adhesive on there too. There and there. And then we should probably put a little adhesive on this panel, on that whole section there. Okay. So again, we're going to line this up with that second section. Line that score line up, or that edge up with that score line. Put that down. And then we'll just keep rotating it through like we've done with the other sections. Line that up and then line that edge up and put that little tab on the inside like that. Same thing here. Put that there. And then this little piece is gonna go around here. And there's the lid. Oh my gosh, we did it. Thank you guys for those of you that have stuck with me through this whole thing. So now this will actually fit, even though, whoops, they're the same size, it's got a little wiggle room, so it will fit over this box here. Just got to kind of work it a little bit, but it will fit perfectly over that box. So cool. Okay, so now to decorate, I've got all these little pieces pretty much ready to go, so we're almost done. Stay with me. So to give this lid a little bit more stability, I cut another piece of cardstock that's the same size, and to also cover those little score lines. So I have pieces of cardstock that are the same size that will go over the top here. And then we're going to put our DSP on it first before we put those on, okay? So I'll go ahead and put this DSP down. And you could pop it up if you wanted to, but I just figured I'll just put it on flat. And I think doing that will give it that stability that it really needs. So I'll put these on. Okay, so we're going to put the longer section on first. Put that on, and it's going to match all the edges. There's no border or anything, so it'll line up perfectly on here. So just line it up, press it down, and do the same thing with the other piece. Just like that. Line it up, press it down. Pretty good, right? Okay, so now I've got these little pieces. These are from the Beautiful Butterflies dies. So I took the small label and cut out a piece of basic white. And then you'll notice there's these two little butterflies and the little butterfly bodies. So if you cut a bunch of these out, you could actually do 2 at a time, which I think is pretty cool. So I just used Lemon Lolly, which coordinates with the paper for the wings, and then I did the body in Old Olive. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the butterfly down first so that can dry while I show you how to do the stamping. So we're just going to put a little line of liquid glue in the center of those wings, and then I'm going to put the butterfly body over the top, and we'll let that dry for a second while I show you real quick. Oops. How to, I'll have to sit over here. Okay, so for the stamp, what did I do with it here? Oh, here we go. So like I said, this is from, if you missed it, the Courage and Faith stamp set, which is online in the online exclusives. But in it, it says, may the Lord bless you and keep you. So I just want that bless you out of there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some mini Post-it notes that I have here. These are, what size are these? 2 by 2. So I'm just going to take one, and I'm going to mask off those first 2 rows of words with a Post-it note. I'm just putting the sticky side over it. And then I'm going to take another Post-it note, and I'm going to mask off the rest so that bless you is right in the middle there, okay? So you're just going to stick that sticky part right over there. And then I'm going to take my Old Olive stamp pad, and I'm going to leave the stamp just like it is right here. And I'm going to press the ink to the top, just like that. And actually, one of my Post-it notes came off. And that's fine, because now we want to take the Post-it note off. And we're going to, oh, label's right there. We're going to stamp it. Now, this is going to be a little trickier. I did it on scrap paper before and then stamped it out. So or cut it out. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, it's not bad. I would recommend stamping it and then die cutting it. It's a little trickier to do it this way, but I didn't want to have you guys wait and watch me die cut something else. So it'll be a little better if you stamp it and then die cut it. And then obviously watch your edges, because I had a little bit of residue from the words. So make sure you do that, okay? And then all you're going to do is you're going to pop that up with some dimensionals. I'll just do it because put it together, even though it's not perfect, but that's okay. So I just put 3 dimensionals on the back here. Pop this up. You could also have used God Bless from the Layers of Beauty. Yep, that's another one. That's a good point. I missed that one completely when I was looking at that. So there's that. And then for the butterfly, we're going to take a mini dimensional because this is like the perfect size. Oh, where's my take a pic tool? I guess I don't have one over here. I'm going to take a mini dimensional and stick it right in that center, right there of the body. And then just kind of put that little butterfly off to the side like that. So that's our treat box. Very fun. And like I said, you'll be able to fit a lot of like little wrapped candies in here. These would be nice little gifts to give somebody. I think they would really enjoy it. So if you haven't signed up for my email list, make sure that you do, because I will have the templates, all the cutting dimensions in the tutorials that go out tomorrow, Tuesday, April. These are the cards we made. Tuesday, April 1st is when it's not an April Fool's joke. So let me know, what was your favorite? Here, I'm going to switch this back. Did you enjoy the card, the treat box, or both? I'd love to hear from you guys. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow me on Facebook and like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, and click that bell so you never miss a video. I will be sending out my product share information today to those of you that are on my email list, and I'll post it sometime on Facebook later, but for the annual catalog and the May online exclusive. So you can go ahead and sign up for those, okay? All right, guys, well, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know. Give me a little thumbs up or a heart, and let me know in the comments what you think, okay? Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you here next Monday for another fun project, okay? Until next time, be safe and happy stamping. Bye-bye.